Hey everybody, welcome to our next video in our series about our fitzNewsArchive page. So what we're going to do today is we're going to deal with our navigation bar here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to make it so when you decrease the size of the page, our menu changes here. And we're just going to add a little bit of CSS and HTML inside of our nav to finish this bad boy out. So you already have your archive page, you already have your media queries, you have all the basic stuff that you need. Right now we're just going to go ahead, we're going to start typing inside of our nav tag. I'll give it a little bit of space there. So as opposed to before when we used a list of links, we're actually just going to use links this time. We'll put our href of hashtag in there, and we'll put nav link inside, and then we'll just put a couple of them on there just so we have some space represented, and just so assumingly we would have a couple of different nav items there, whatever. It's just a placeholder for when you do this for real. So you'll see it looks like pure and utter garbage. It's all blue and gross looking. Ruh-roh. Not sure what I just did. So anyway, make sure you save it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go and hit up the CSS. So the nice thing about our external CSS is that we actually already have it linked. So when we do more pages like the cast and crew page, it's going to be there. So just click over in our CSS. So nav is first. Nav is going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to do a display of flex and a flex direction of row at our larger screen sizes. And then we shall go on. I'm going to put a couple enters so I can make this a little higher on the page for you. You do not do that. So nav, our nav A, our links inside of our nav tag. First off, we're going to display them as a block. And then we're going to change the color. For right now, I'm just using black and white. You should use real colors that look good. And then our text decoration. As always, we just want to go ahead and just do none, take that off. And then we're going to go ahead and add a padding. We'll just say 2VH is like my magic number. And it looks fine. You make it look however you want it to look. Doesn't have to be 2VH. It's up to you. So then we're going to change our hover here. Nav a colon hover. And we're just going to reverse the colors. We'll make the color black, and then the background color white. And we'll, add on the text decoration again. And we'll make that underline. Interesting property, as you see it in there. You see text decoration color, and let's say that we want that to be red. Fun little property. So as we hit F5, I'm going to refresh the page, just test it here. And it does what it should do, and that's wonderful. So that's our first screen size here. Let's go ahead and add our media query in real quickly. So we'll do our at media only again for the screen. And then we'll have our little property to test right there. In this one, it's not going to be 992 because that's too big. We'll say 800 pixels is when we'll start collapsing and going to our other menu. Oops. I love my CSS property semicolon. However, that's not what you do in a media query. So the only property you have to change here is for nav, as a matter of fact. And then we want to change the flex direction to column instead of row. And this is not necessarily the ideal situation here, but I think for us, we're not going to code in the whole collapse sort of dealio. So this is going to be, I think, probably the best that we get for now. And let's go ahead and preview this in our browser. So we have our nav links at our larger page size. As we decrease it, we find our breakpoint right here for 800 or for 992. And you see it stays at our breakpoint for 800. When we go and we assume more of a cell phone size screen, it changes for us right there. And we are indeed set to go. So that's a real nice short little nav video. Go ahead and add that in so we can finish this page up with our cast and crew page.